Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show for the NXT Ring Report. We got a lot to talk about coming up here. Let's get things started with the rundown coming up right here. Coming up, the Tag Team Championships are online as Dark State, Young Lynch, and Orsa Griffin takes on the new High Fly Sensations. Javon Evans, the new NXT sensation, as well as the TNA X Division champion Leon Slate, and the Young Cat Slate and Slate and Evans get the job done, defeat Dark State, the tag team titles. We'll talk about it coming up. Well, let's did. Blake Monroe, the new NXT North American champion, takes on Soul Roca. Soul Roca wants her championship back, but is there dissension going on between Soul Roca and Daria? Coming up, we'll talk about it coming up as well. Also, too, we kick things off with this: the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championships online. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green, Nora and Chelsea Green takes on Joe Henry and forgot her name. Forgot her name. Joe Henry and forgot her name. We'll talk about it coming up. Well, as for the women's championship, as Tatum Paxley defends against Jaycee Jane. Jacey Jane regained her women's championship. We'll talk about it coming up. And some more news, we talk about this. What John Cena got to do with this coming up? We'll talk about it coming up here on the NXT Ring Report right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us on the Pro Wrestling Show. We're almost in the Thanksgiving festival season. And you can tell right here, Thanksgiving is getting a little bit crazy. But we thank you for joining us here on the NXT Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling. We're going to connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Let's not waste no time whatsoever. Let's get things started right here. The mixed tag team match. As you see, Chelsea Green teaming up with Ethan Page to take on Joe Henry. And forgot her name. Good God, I forgot her name. They're going to be in action right now. So let's not waste no time whatsoever. Forgot her name. Good God. What? Forgot her name. My bad, but hey, it happens. Well, Chelsea Green and Ethan Page won. They defeated Ethan Page. They defeated Joe Henry and Zizzy. I forgot her name. But they won. So one point, they still the AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions. But Joe Henry did put up a fight along with what's her name? So Joe Henry is part of the NXT brand going forward. He's no longer part of the TNA brand. So hey, Joe Henry got that going on for him. Well, speaking of that, the women's match right here, we see Blake Monroe taking on Soul Roca, the former champion, the NXT North American Championship. Blake Monroe won. Blake Monroe did it, almost tweaking Solo Roca's leg. And Solo Roca was trying to not tap out, but like the Bret Hart situation, she didn't want to tap out until Zarya came out there to try to throw in the towel. Blake Monroe told Zarya not to throw in the towel. Zarya did anyway. You see right here throwing in the towel and making it seem like, hey, I had to do what's best for you. I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it to show that what went down. So you saw that night, Blake Monroe. You saw that Blake Monroe retained her North American Championship, but there's still tension going on between Zarya and Soul Roca. Zarya next week will be in the Speed Women's Championship. Could we be seeing the breaking point when probably Soul Roca attack Zarya and cost Zarya the Speed Championship? That could be the question that we'll see But we can't wait next week and see how that's going to go down next week. Well, Abel, the general manager, made an announcement that's going to shape the foundation of NXT. And speaking of one man that wants to shape the foundation of NXT and put more emphasis on NXT as the future of wrestling, John Cena will select the men's and women's Iron Survival competitors. So John Cena probably did a lot of taping and a lot of stuff shuffling. He probably pre-taped, and he will name the men's and women's Iron Survival competitors. He will select them. So John Cena will also be a part of NXT. Will be a part of John Cena's farewell on Saturday night's main event for his last match. So John Cena wants NXT showcase and show the future. Um, Kudos John Cena on that. And Cena wants to pay it forward and pay it back. So good for John Cena on that situation. Well, we see this Oba Fimbe, the former NXT champion, marching down to the ring. The ruler wants his championship back. He wants it back in more ways than one. Even call out Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints and Oba Fimbe made the agreement, made the announcement that NXT Championship will be on the line. A rematch. Oberfemi wants the belt back. Ricky Saints saying, "No problem, I'll give you the championship back." And that's what Ricky Saints wants to do. He wants to be a fighting champion. You want to be a fighting champion, you got to go through all comers. Until Trick Williams came out there and wanted to make this a three-way again. Until Miles Bourne came out there and attacked Trick Williams from behind. Miles Bourne making it clear that he wants to take down Trick after what Trick had did to him. But next week, Trick Williams will go against Miles Bourne next week for week 2 of Gold Rush. So looking forward to seeing that coming up as well for Gold Rush coming up. So we'll see how Trick Williams will react. But we now know it's official at NXT deadline that Ricky Saints, the NXT champion, will defend his title against Over Family. So look forward to seeing that. Shallow Hill, I don't know what they're doing with his new gimmick. He wants to be a hacker or something like that. Shallow Hill giving the backstory of his history of what he do, how he was doing. Shallow Hill, um, I guess wants to be a hacker. I guess this is a new gimmick being a hacker. Hacker. So see how Shallow Hill will do as a hacker. Also, too, the tag team titles was on the line. It's Dark State alone defending against Leon Slater and Javon Evans. Leon Slater and Javon Evans getting a shot at the goal. Leon Evans. Let's see. Yeah, well, get a shot at the goal. We'll see how that's going to go down coming up as well. But the tag team titles on the line. And we saw tonight how it went down at Dark State. Tried to put in a Dark State right here, retaining the tag team titles over the high flying aerial crew. High flying aerial crew really didn't have a shot, but Dark State retained their tag team titles in an instant. The tag team champions were on 10 toes down. I can tell you that right now. Oh, uh, uh, went down tonight for Dark State. So Dark State retained their tag team titles in the worst way they won. How they won it. Well, we get to what do you get to before we go? Get this. Looks like Brooke, Josh Bridge and Tavion Heights beating the holy hell out of each other through the crowd, doing so and how they went down and stuff. And, so we saw it and stuff and how that went down earlier. So hey, like we said, we saw it. So hey, also too, you see right here. Jaycee Jane. Jaycee Jane coming out with her crew. You know who. They came out there to set the tone. We know that the NXT Women's Championship was on the line. Tatum Paxley retained her Women's Championship over Jaycee Jane. Time will tell on that. Well, it wasn't to the end right here, as you can see right here. On the whole entire match, both women were evenly matched. Jacey Jane really didn't know how to handle Tatum Paxley. Tatum Paxley getting the upper advantage right here, taking her down. As you see, Jacey Jane was trying to hold the advantage right here, and did so. And you can tell right here, Jacey Jane getting suplexed by Tatum. Tatum had it until all of a sudden this happened. Tatum, Izzy Dame knocked out one of the Fatal Attraction girls. Well, that wasn't it right there. We kind of saw right here tensions right here was going on between the Cullen and to see what was going on. We just didn't know. But Tam Pastor thought that Cullen was on her side. Really, they wasn't until she got knocked out, and she did like right here. Izzy Dane attacked and did so. They attacked Tatum Paxley, leaving Tatum laying out. Izzy Dane using an uppercut right here. And that's when Jacey Jane took over and became the new women's champion. And Jacey Jane, and you can look at the smirk on Izzy Dane's face, costing um, Tatum Paxley the women's championship. What was that all about? It was jealousy or envy or something. Tatum Paxley, really, Izzy Dane gonna really rule the day. She did that to Tatum. It's a lot of unfinished stories that we have to wait and see on how that's going to go down. But man, tonight, Izzy Dame showing her true colors and costing Tatum Paxton the women's championship. So we see how that went down. Speaking of that, tomorrow will be the AEW Ring Report on live 3 hour special. So we'll be on immediately following AEW, probably around 10 o'clock ish after 10. So look forward to seeing that. Bobby Lashley will take on Ricochet in the number one spot at the Casino Gauntlet. Number one spot. Uh, guess they're gonna start the Casino Gauntlet, so we'll see how that's gonna go. But we kind of see how that's gonna go. All right, here on the Pro Wrestling Show, we're gonna leave you. Why did Izzy Dane do what she did to Tatum Paxley and cost Tatum Paxley her title? Well, thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow for the AEW Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show.